not have anyone give me that background. And I remember how it took me a longer time for me to score myself and a product manager. Even that confidence, I didn't have it. Even within my team, they could see that Toyosi doesn't have this confidence, to actually lead. And the role of a product manager starts with leadership because you are leading the vision, the execution, and design and direction of the project. So when it comes to mentorship, that's why I said I love opportunities like what tech skill is providing, where they can train and guide you, where they can say this is how to become a product manager, this is how to to get a project. We also do that currently in my company, where we have developers join us, and what we do is we give them tutorials. Go and watch these tutorials. But while you're watching these tutorials, we assign you to a senior developer that can guide you, that can say, oh, because you just need someone that you can quickly bounce off an idea with. Because again, why I stopped coding, or because I used to be a developer, is that when I you can spend hours just looking for a comma or a full stop. But a senior developer who has gone through that experience can easily say, oh, this is the exact mistake. So mentorship is very important. Don't forget, there is direct mentorship, there is indirect mentorship, and you need to understand how to harness both of them. Also, harnessing the power of LinkedIn, that social media and communities. I think we all need to be excited about what social media has provided for us today. You have direct access to all Paul Graham's letters or all Jeff Bezos' letters to all his stakeholders by just Googling Jeff Bezos' letters to stakeholders, how he has built his team to his project to become one of the biggest companies in the world. And the best way to harness it first is see LinkedIn as a platform where you are not only connecting with people, but you are also sharing value. There are ways to actually share on LinkedIn. One is share your experience. So, for example, this event that you are doing with Tech Skill, why don't you talk about it? Oh, my Sunday, this is how I spent my Sunday. Put a screenshot of, the topic. Always add images when you are posting on LinkedIn. It helps you, increase your reach and engage with people. People like to talk to people that have value. People like to do business, people that have value. And then Twitter. Twitter is an amazing community. Why? Because it's a platform where people are sharing their thoughts. It's not like Instagram where we can post fake pictures, fake videos, and also real ones too. But Twitter is more, so is better. For me, I'm someone that understands how to use all these social media differently. Toyosi on WhatsApp is different from Toyosi on Snapchat. It's different from Toyosi on Instagram. It's different from Toyosi on Twitter and on LinkedIn, because I understand how to tailor each of them to the people I follow and the people that will follow me. And please, let's stop posting nonsense. Don't even call it nonsense. Let's learn to filter out what we post on social media, because your social media is a representation of who you are. So if you know that the next employer is probably going to do a social media, people do it, some businesses do it, where they say, okay, we want to recruit Brian Gabriel. Let's see who he is. Let's go through his Twitter, and then you start seeing him saying that God punish Nigerians. The president of Nigeria will die. And he's arguing with Daniel Rega on Twitter. So you need to learn. I'm not saying you shouldn't have fun. We should, but you also need to understand how to professionally do all this. Also, LinkedIn is super, super amazing. Ensure that you're always getting recommendations. So, for example, after you are done with your apprenticeship or trainings with tech skill, ask for a recommendation. Ask them to recommend you. on based on how you've performed with them. Your previous employers, your previous colleagues, ask for recommendations because people go through all this. Recruiters go through all this. I think I hope I have been able to sort of chip in here very well.
Yeah. You've done a good job. There's been a lot you have said, really. Also, the most important part of all of this is that you never stop learning from speaking to people. I would, for one, would think networking is just me selling my professional self, and I would probably just think all my networking activities needs to be formal. One of the key things I've picked from what you've said is that beyond just looking out for people that could advance us in a formal environment, we can also have informal mentors. And sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean they influence you with direct connection. You could just even look at them from a distance. Like you said, you admire how Elon Musk kind of does these things, the kind of innovation he tries to do, and how he tries to change the life and change the world by his effort. And you try to emulate that. And I find that very powerful. Also, um, I like how you also mentioned that people would not give opportunities to strangers. Almost everyone I've probably worked with or I've worked with me came from somebody. I hardly, if in any place I've worked where I've really brought in people recruited or placed my ventures, or even in places where I have also seek employment, it's always from people. It has never happened before. And almost every great thing I've done in life, or every important thing to me in life has been from people. So I like how you said your network is your net worth. And I remember a tweet I stumbled on last month or thereabouts, where somebody was talking about how billionaires, you can't find a billionaire that doesn't have a community of millionaires around him. Even Dangote, everybody knows a lot about Dangote. We talk about him. Dangote has made lots of millionaires around him. That is what made him a billionaire. One of the things Techski UK tries to do is to leverage on the opportunity which we already have, and also kind of pass it down to people who also try to follow in these steps, both in upskilling and also in giving them the platform to be able to advance their career. I'll move on to the next topic. Like I said, if you have questions, just hold it on. There'll be a time to ask questions. You can DM me. I can see some people are already sending messages directly. And for that, we'll take all these questions at the end of Toyosi's presentation. Okay, the next one is leveraging events, communities, and workshops. Um, Toyosi, what is this has to do with networking, and especially for career advancement and transition?
So today, like you always see me being a part of one community on the other, and it is not because I enjoy it. It's because it's also very strategic for me. So, for example, I am a part of different FPL groups.
Mm.
I'm a part of football communities where we actually play football, go and play football. I even joined in my estate. I joined the tennis club you know and that is because I understand the power of relationships. Again, in any professional or informal setting, a relationship is what will take you to that next level. Today, I tell people my best friends are ISECers, and what do I mean? Those are the people that will join ISEC. And that's because that's the only community I understood when I was in school. We're all young while we were in school. Today, they are all scattered all over the world, and they are all in different industries. But we still maintain our, community groups. So first, my first nugget here is that if you are, I don't know wherever you are living in London. Even when came to London, I just spent maybe a month or two. I started looking for football communities. I started going around to play football.
Okay.
You just never know. I asked, "Oh, what do you do? Are you coming back here next weekend?" Before you know, you guys go for a drink together, and he'll tell you he has one idea and be like, Baba, if you do I can do it. So you just never know. My first recommendation is in an informal setting, look for communities that sort of match your interest. Again, don't do things that you are not interested in. Don't go and say you want to start learning how to dance, just because you want to meet dancers. That's not, that's not, my again. So it has to be aligned to your specific interest. I love football. In fact, I wish I was watching football right now, apart from speaking to you guys. So I try to join communities that are sort of related. I pay to join
Hmm.
communities because they are investment for me. So that's not an informal setting. And I'm talking informal because it is your informal life that actually pushes your professional life. A lot of people, downplay it. They downplay, oh, their friends. They downplay the communities, their neighbors, because those are the guys that see you every day. They have an understanding of the kind of person you are, and they're the one that will recommend you for that next job. Secondly, is professional event, industry specific event. I am a living witness of how an industry specific event has sort of elevated me. Say it again. I tell people, don't go for conferences to go and learn. You probably would not learn anything. You will just sit down there and they'll be talking and talking. You might not learn anything, but go for conferences because of the people you will meet. Because again, you might, it's just, I go for a conference today and I see Victor Onoa. Oh, hi, my name is Victor Onoa. My name is Toyosi Abolarin. Oh, how are you doing? You just compliment the person. You look super beautiful. You look amazing. What do you do? And you guys just introduce yourself. Oh, nice. Yes, try to be friendly. Just smile. When you don't know what to say, just tell the person, can we exchange numbers? And that's all. Save the person as Victor Tech Skill UK, and you've saved the number. You don't know when you post starting on his WhatsApp status, or you don't know where you guys will meet again. And this event that you've met becomes a topic of discussion. Oh, yes, I met you last 2 weeks. I met you last year at this conference. Oh, how have you been since then? What have you been up to? What do you do now? I remember and try to remember people's names. I try again when I come to event. If you notice, I've been mentioning people's names. Why? Because I want to remember. I want to remember, and it's something that I make it an habit. So when I go to an event, I introduce myself. When after you tell me your name, and we are talking. Oh, so it's so nice to meet you, John. Thank you so much, John. So see you around, John, because I want that name to just register in my head. So I'm very good with faces. So when I see you again, I remember, oh, John, you might just meet at a train station, and you guys, just start it off. So that's the first thing, the power of industry specific events. Look for events in areas that you are interested in. If you are looking to become a marketing professional, a product management professional, look for events. Look for opportunities to just attend webinars like this. They're super amazing. Physically go to events near you. Look for opportunities to speak to young people and share your experiences. Again, that's in terms of industry specific event. Relevant communities. Every event, every industry has their own communities, either on Slack, on Discord, on WhatsApp. Just look for these communities. Last 2 months, I attended a Microsoft sponsored event for gamers across Africa. I think we're not more than 15. The event is free, but I can bet you a lot of people do not know that the event was happening. Um, Sorry, guys. Sorry, just my daughter is disturbing. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
Let me
Toyosi.
continue. Let me continue. Sorry, I just
Okay. All
needed
right.
to
All right.
interrupt.
All right.
Else she'll scatter this whole event for us today. All right. So, what was I saying? Yes. So, Microsoft organized an event, and it was just 15 people. From there, I met almost all the gamers in Nigeria, people building games in Nigeria. We created a WhatsApp group, and from that WhatsApp group, we started sharing opportunities where they are talking about investment, funding, and it's just because I choose to look for those type of communities. So you have to actively search. One community you can start off from is tech skill, because I'm sure they will create a community and people will share. In fact, when I got to UK, just randomly, my friends added me to Global Talent Group. because they said, "Oh, Toyosi, you're here for global talent." I was like, "No, I'm not." I didn't tell them I was not a part of global talent. They just added me, and everyone started engaging me, and we started talking about global talent because they assumed Toyosi is in tech space, is here for global talent. It was later they discovered I was not even here for global talent. I wasn't there for global talent. So we need to understand the power of communities. I am a big believer in it. And the last two, I'll cover it as one, which is tools for learning and networking and the key to meaningful connections. Again, I'll go back to it again. We need to understand that building connections, networking with people is two things. One is about building, which is first, let's meet, let's connect. Let me go to that event. Let me see you. Workshop, I meet you. The most important one is the second part, which is nurturing the relationships. You're a person of value. That is why someone will want to have you as a contact, or reply to your messages or to your calls. But when you now go the extra mile of investing in someone, I'm not good with birthdays, but when people invite me out to say, Toyosi, I am doing this, please come. I try to come, I try to show up, and I try to show up with something, something that you can remember me for. Because relationship and networking, it's about investment. You are investing in people's lives. And don't do it because oh, let me invest in your life so that tomorrow you will remember me. No, 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 no. Just do it as a good person that you are. That is the mentality you should have. That I am doing it because it's biblically, Islamically, it's just a fundamental law of the universe that if you will reap. It does not say that where you sow, you will reap. It says if you sow, you will reap. So just be that person that just believes in sowing in people's life. So, someone is doing naming, buy something for them. Their child, some of your friend just give birth, buy. Your friend is doing birthday, their mother is just buy something. No matter how little it is, be that person and show up. So apart from personal, someone say, "Oh, I need help with my deck. I need help with understanding a problem. Can I brainstorm with you? In coming up with an idea." Work with that person. Invest your time. So it's not only in physical things or material things. Be that person that, oh, Toyosi will give me your time. Toyosi will give me a listening ear. And I think then it can help us all leverage better.
Okay. Superb, superb. I think all your insights is really packed. Again, for me, events, communities, we cannot downplay the importance of this with people. And it's not even just like Theosi said, it's not just the community that is useful for you now. You never know. I'm also personally bad with personal. I'm more of a need person when I want to connect with people. I could know you and not say anything to you for the next 20 years until when I feel like I need to talk to you and I want to pick things up from there. So we should consciously leverage on networks, leverage on communities, even without knowing what we really want from them. Tails rightly said, is building a gaming Web3 gaming platform. That doesn't really concern playing tennis on the street. But he knows that if there's one thing you can get from that community, it's understanding what gaming means to people, what how gamers think, the kind of things that interest people, and even just leverage on connection for even other things like even funding. So we should always leverage all our touch points. I know lots of people are thinking, what networks do we have, what communities do we have? I'm in Birmingham, I'm in Leicester, I'm in Manchester. How do I leverage on this community? We have churches, we have online communities, and I must also add that for people transitioning. You mostly would not get the jobs you need publicized on the streets or maybe on LinkedIn or something. It's incredibly difficult for you to go through the effort of screening out thousands of people that react to job posting today's world. Almost everyone, if you're a part of that midweek session on Twitter, you can see the Cody Mom also really discussed it about a friend that got transitioned from being a primary school teacher to a DevOps career. And she leveraged on the community she was part of. So for every community you are part of, you need to pass the message. And again, it's not just the message of this is what I want, it's also the message of this is who I am. Text UK has a partnership referral community where we leverage also on the community to preach our service and extend and let people communicate our service to others. If it's something you're interested in, we'll drop links in the comment section for people to be able to join and be part of that. And one of the two things that happens is that you get opportunities and you also take opportunity away. Toyosi also said he's been added to global talent. He's not even a global talent applicant. However, that opportunity might not be for him. It could be for another friend because of the things he will learn from that community. So let's leverage on that, especially meaningful one. I know some people are saying, "What's of BB Niger community? Does that make sense?" Yes, there are people there, and you never really know what exactly the relevance of some of those communities to our conversation. If you're in the BB Niger community and they know you as a tech guy, when they need to transition, they'll speak to you. Oh, what's the best training for me to do? What's the I'm trying to, what is even this tech? What is it about? Who do I speak to? I'm looking for a job. Who do I speak to? So let me just think sending thousands of applications on LinkedIn would move you through the door. It is, it does eventually, but the journey is longer. Not to speak too much, I remember just 2 days ago, I was speaking to a colleague, a Text UK partner too, and he was talking about how he has responsibility in where he works to really sieve out CVs of people that have applied for positions. While he was talking on phone, I was not saying that, oh, how does he manage not to have bias? In saying, how does he try as much as possible not to favor Nigerians, black people, people that look like him? Like, you can't, they are interested, they are biased in you, they are ignorant. You cannot, even if you think you are compensated for it by not looking at this, it's impossible. And this is why we need to give more people that look like us opportunity to be in spaces. I could tell you that he's been with these guys for like maybe like 2 years, and after him, there are over 3 or 4 Nigerians that have joined him, of connections to him, of community, and this is a fantastic job that really, really uplifts people's life. So yes, don't let us lose that. Events like this, workshops, community events, please let's join them to be able to do the right things to advance our career. Okay, sorry. Next thing would be I'm not sure you got showcasing transferable skills. So you see, what kind of skills do we showcase? I remember you saying, let's come with something. Let people, your network see you as being something. What type of skills do we really showcase? What skills do we have? What are they? What do people want to see in us to be able to say you have value? I want to connect with you. I want to network with you. What are these things I need to be doing or people need to be doing, especially within the context of transitioning to tech, getting better jobs, moving their life professional career up. What do you have to say on this?
Okay, so for me, what first is what's my understanding of transferable skills? For me, I think it's there are things that we don't usually quantify or contextualize easily, but they are the most important things in any work environment. So things like communication skills, um, things like interpersonal skills. And what are interpersonal skills? These are things that how easy is it for this guy to work in a team? Does this guy have empathy? Is it someone that listens and shares? And all these things they come when you start networking with people. When you start networking with people, how you handle them, how you relate with them, how you show up for people. It could even be as simple as, see, for example, I talk about me joining different football communities. There is this football community that I am a part of, that I know that there is this man. His name is Doctor. Everybody call him Doctor. They are all older than me. I'm sort of like the youngest in the whole community. But that man, I can never work with him. Like, you
Hmm.
know why? This man, even if you score, he will tell you, I was in a better position. You should have passed to me. Because this man must fight.
Yeah.
He must fight. He must argue. And that is when, but imagine you are in communities where you are always there. It's simple as playing football, and they see you as the person that, irrespective of how down the team is you're always showing up, you're always motivating everyone, you're always saying, oh, we can do it, oh, let's try again, let's, those communication skills, those that your ability to work in a team. And that's why I advise people that I know we are all looking for jobs. We are all looking for that next big opportunity. Don't underestimate, the little communities that we have, because that is the first place you can actually show, your immediate skill. That's one. Two is I believe in the power of using social media to amplify things that we do. And what do I mean by amplify? This event that looks small, that looks small, that I am talking to. If I write about it on LinkedIn and Instagram, or in Yoruba we say wafo,
Yeah, yes.
it means like you are going to trip, because I understand how to to amplify the little something that looks like it's a little thing that I am doing, into something big. And it's not something little to you, it looks little, but it takes a whole effort. It takes effort for someone to organize, do deck, invite people. There's planning behind it. There's training. There's scheduling. There is pre meeting with the speaker. There's post meeting with the speaker. There is retrospective. What went wrong? What can we do better? There is a whole lot of things that can be you know that can be brought out of something that looks simple. So, why am I saying this? That little thing, in fact, that little thing that you think you are doing already. I don't know if tech skill has started where they are, because I know it's you mentioned it before that there will be placement, and then there will be projects that people will work on. You need to understand that little project that looks small to you, you need to learn how to amplify it, because again, you work in a team. It could be even you attending an event, that takes skill. Write a report about it. People don't know that writing reports is work. Some people, their job is to write reports, and they get paid thousands of dollars for writing reports. I hate writing. Anything that has to do with writing BRD, functional requirement document, reports, I hate those things. If I can afford, I'll pay someone to come and be writing it for me. Let me just be talking. You'll be writing. And some people are very good with communication, with writing. They're very good with use of words. So I to be seen, I don't understand what informational interviews the context here. Are these info sessions? Do you want to share more light about that, John?
Oh yeah, meaning if you when you connect to people, when you're leveraging platforms like LinkedIn, you send a concise message. Meaning, if I'm trying to network with you now, of course, one of the
Okay.
things you want to do is to draw out information and interview from you, so that
Okay.
so that when somebody's asking, what do you do? If you network with someone now, somebody says, Toyosi Abolarin, yeah, you've connected with me, I've met you on this thing. What do you do? How do you present yourself in the
I see.
best way
I
possible?
see.
Yeah, and the
I see.
questions to ask, yeah.
Oh, thank you. That's a fantastic one. Thanks for so the way for me, if I'm meeting you physically and you ask me what I am trying to do, I don't say what I am trying to do, in the literal terms. I try to go to the problem that I am trying to solve. So when you say, Toyosi, what do you do? What I say is I'm trying to help gamers make money.
Yeah.
Oh, and then the question is, how do you do it? I mean, because when you start with the problem, it makes sense. But when you go like, what do you do? Oh, I'm building a gaming platform that organize tournaments, and like, sometimes people just get confused. But when you go straight to the problem you are trying to solve, or what do you do? Let's assume you work as a product marketer or you are as a product manager. Start with the problem your project is trying to solve. So I'm currently leading a team of developers to help Nigerians make more money. or help Nigerians send more money home, send money home easily. And then because you need to answer it in such a way that it becomes conversational, that after I say this, the person can say, oh, so how do you do it? Oh, so what do you do? Oh, how you guys, something that would just, drive inquisitiveness, or make it start with like a very big, airy, audacious goal, like saying, oh, what do you do? Oh, in the next 10 years, even if you don't have a job, now this is probably you are just doing trainings, you can sell a goal, a future goal. Oh, I am trying to learn how to build software products, lead software teams, so that I can, do XYZ, later. So, oh, that's super interesting. So you need to leave trademark with people with what you do, because they will remember you. Oh, John is that guy. Anne Okonkwo is that lady. Adriana is that person that does this. And when they see you, that is all they'll remember. Or sometimes you say, oh, I sell airtime. You say, you sell airtime? Because there was a time I actually used to sell airtime. So, oh, you sell airtime? Yes, I sell recharge cards. Do you have a physical store? No, I don't have a physical store. I have APIs that developers can actually integrate. What is APIs? Oh, APIs are technological jargon, but it simply means that from touch of your phone, you can easily buy airtime by dialing a code, or by logging into an app. Oh, how do you do it? Oh, I do this XYZ, and then you started a conversation. Next time they remember someone that helps sell airtime, they will think about you. In that light. And so that's if I'm meeting you physically. If I am, I don't know you before, I like what you do online, probably on LinkedIn. What I'll do is I don't go straight to DMs. Actually, I've never done it, but if I will not go straight to DMs, because I get a lot of DMs like that, and sometimes it becomes overwhelming. What I do is, if you are someone that makes posts, I engage with your post. I engage with your post. So let's say you write up a nice article or post on, on how or whatever you worked on. I first congratulate you. Wow, congratulations on XYZ. How did you solve this problem? Be very interested in the person. If you want to be, you want someone to, again, bro code, when we be very genuinely interested in the person. Once you show that you are genuinely interested in the person, it sort of brings the person closer to you. So when you are seen again, you don't start saying, oh, I have car, I have house, I have, I'll take care of you. You say, you look beautiful. You try toast the person. You come off that way. So for the ladies, see it as you are toasting, toasting someone. Now for the guys, but what I'm saying literally is, or what I'm trying to say is, you have to be genuinely interested in the person first, so that you don't come off as a pest. When you're genuinely interested in the person, what the person is trying to build, then they can say, by the time the person engaged with your comments today, next week engaged with your comments, then one day when you slide into their DM, you will not come off as a stranger. So, and you just say, I'm actually working on this based on what you've worked on. And I don't like all this hello, good morning. Just go straight to the point. Hi, good afternoon. I love what you're working on. I'm actually working on something similar, and I would love your insights. If you would have, 15 minutes on your Calendly, I would like to, build a book. If you can share your Calendly with me, I would love to learn more. And if not, if you don't have the time, I'll be happy if you can just, give me your email, let me shoot you. So always be very specific, and when you guys now speak, then, it cannot be better, because again, people are busy. Even if they are not busy, they want to watch ball, they want to play with their friends, they want to drink beer, and you are probably not important to them at that moment. I believe I've covered this. I don't know if I've spent so much time, because it's past
No,
6
no,
already.
no, 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 don't worry, it's fine. We have the luxury of if people are tired, I'm sure they would leave. But I would rather just hear everything you have to tell us, so that because you're not coming back next week, so that we can get the best of you when you're writing with us. I think it's been insightful. I, for one, I've always struggled with how to really approach people and how to promote myself. And I know I'm speaking in the minds of lots of people that really would want to approach people that they find as mentors, or they want to network more. But putting together what they want to achieve from that person, why they are maintaining that connection, is sometimes very hectic. Um, I like how you said it, that just sending AI might not will not be enough. I get a lot of it on my LinkedIn. In events like this, in sessions, people just come and say AI, and I'm like, okay, I back. What exactly do you want from me? And especially for people that have lots of connections, lots of people talking to them, it might looks like they're snobby because they don't know, they're not reacting the best way to us, and it's mostly because of the amount of people trying to talk to them also at the same time. So yeah, knowing the right thing, selling yourself, communicating the right conversations is very, very important. I think that will be all in our structured questions or questions topic we wanted to talk about. We'll move to questions and answers. But before then, I also want to speak a bit about Texas UK, about what we do and how this is important to the conversation we are having. Like I said previously, Texas UK, it's a career platform, meaning whatever it is you want in your career journey, we have it. We currently run a series of training program. Marketing material will come up as we continue asking questions, where we train people trying to transition into tech skill within 5 weeks. Our belief is that in those 5 weeks, in an intense program, you would be able to know enough to be able to get into an interview and pass an interview to get a job. We know a lot of people will be saying 5 weeks seems a short time to learn product management. What kind of product manager are you doing in 5 weeks? Yes, it's a short time to learn these things, but we also believe that people don't need to know enough or everything to be able to get jobs. They just need to understand the right framework, the right concept, and understand what the role is about clearly before they get an opportunity to work in. And so we do that. We also offer other additional collection of services, which I think are equally, even more as important as the training, which is that we offer career support services. We help with CV writing. We help with job application support and referencing. And I know they also said it. There's a low loss of placement opportunities that comes our way every now and then, meaning opportunity for people that do not have a skill to be able to. Hello, am I saying audible? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Fantastic. Yeah. So
Yes,
where we
sir.
give people the opportunity. Thank you very much. Where we give people the opportunity to be able to also um, get access to these positions and immediately before it goes to the mainstream. We also have a lot of application support, meaning that we take the responsibility of people spending hours of their time to look for a job. We have a model, a team dedicated for that to take that off you. And all of this effort is brought together for us to streamline your transitioning journey to make sure you get there faster than everybody. And why can we do this better than everybody else? Because all of us working on this, part of this, have gone through this same journey and it's been successful for us. So it's also a way of giving back. To improve your networking connection, we have a community, which I believe the link has been shared. The WhatsApp community of co-professionals like you, co-transitioning people like you, to just share opportunities, talk within ourselves, and ensure that we are doing the right things by ourselves. And also for you to know more people. For other things, for informal activities, if you are involved in things like that. And so back to question and answer. I'd want to, my first question that came to me would be, and this would be to Toyosi, um, how can I make my non-tech experience, and I know a lot of people here are transitioning people that want to transition career. How can I make my non-tech experience appealing to tech employers? Say for me now, I'm John. I've been a support worker, right? I work as a support worker, and I'm trying to transition into product management. I'm talking to an industry professional. What do I really have to tell that person in terms of value? What would I make me? What would make that person want to talk to me? It's what exactly do I what's in my non-tech experience, what's in my background will be appealing to tech employers or tech mentors or anybody I need to speak to. Toyosi, that's a question to you.
Right. No, thank you, John. So what we all need to understand first is that tech is an enabler. And what I say enabler because, or what do I mean by it's an enabler? I simply mean that tech itself is not, let's stop seeing it as one big thing. Technology is just that thing that helps your business better, your processes faster, you achieve speed, automation, efficiency better. Say, for example, this call, we're able to do it because of tech, because, tech skill. Can you please mute? Because it sort of just helps bring communication faster. So now, to answer your question, so you understanding that technology is an enabler, it means that technology can operate in every sector of the world. So your first is what I used to recommend to people: go and learn the terminologies of tech, of what is in vogue. So, for example, in tech, some people call it support. Like just in your own case practice, John. Some people call it customer support. It could also come up as a product specialist, because as a support person, let's assume you are a DSTV or GoTV customer care. What do people do? They call you, they tell you that their DSTV is not showing, or wherever. In tech, the way you can package it, and I'm sure techskill.uk, they will teach you packaging, because it's also part of the job. They'll teach you that that is what you are doing is not customer care. What you are doing is you are a product specialist. What does it mean? What does a customer support do? A customer support understand the product end to end. So because you understand the product end to end, you are able to guide anyone that wants to use the product. You're able to also work with developers to say, oh, this product is not working as it should work. So when I'm going for an interview, if I am a DSTV customer care person, I'll call myself a product specialist bracket the largest mobile cable TV in Africa. You'll be interested. So what do you mean? What do I do? I do research. I gather inquiries from users. Again, DSTV themselves will train you on their products. And we also need to understand that a lot of us that are non-technical, every job that we do that we are doing now, like marketing, finance, etc., it all applies to tech. It's just you understanding the terminologies, understanding how it fits into product, into technology as a whole. So if, for example, again, you're a graphic designer, what do? You design images that communicates ideas, that visualizes ideas. In tech, you won't say you're a graphic designer, you say you're a product designer. Because what are you doing? You are designing products, because you're also trying to communicate ideas. So the fundamental thing is that whatever we are doing now, like finance, accounting, marketing, leadership, or whatever you are doing now, project management, understand that the fundamentals still remains the same. You just need to learn how it applies in technology. For example, data analysis in a non-technical sector is different than in a technical sector, but the fundamentals itself is the same. For example, project management. What is a project? A project is anything that has start date and end date with some budget and all those things in it. But in tech, that's the fundamental. But in tech, okay, it's a bit different. So the fact that you have a fundamental already, you're already working in that sector that you are in, you should be happy with yourself that you have some skills. And you now understand that, okay, by the time I now learn how to package and how to practicalize what this now, I can now apply it in tech. You just need a couple of trainings that that the guys here will give to you. Apart from the trainings, by the time they place you in a working environment, you will now understand that okay, it's not that different. You just be connecting the dots. Okay, so when people call me and that, oh, DSTV is not showing up, okay, this is how I'm going to do this. I'm doing, so you can see how it's all interwoven.
Well, fantastic. As always, that's a good response. And the second question is, I don't, I think this answers itself, or I think it's fair. I just also point this out. Online networking events as effective as in-person ones. Why? I want to believe this question is coming out from the fact that most of the examples he gave are physical in-person events. In the world where people are, I mean, handicapped by visas, really cannot move to places. Do they work the same way? Online events and in-person ones. And for example, this kind of events you're doing, how do we leverage on it for career transitioning? Toyosi?
Okay, so for me, I'm a person that I believe in physical.
Mm,
I'll tell you why. Yoruba, in Yoruba, that's my native language. We say Ojulorowa.
mm,
A Yoruba person believes when I see you, let's talk one on one. I will understand your real emotions. But again, I'm someone that I don't like giving excuses. If I can't see you physically, I'll make do with what I have, which is online. Okay, we're online. How do I, ensure that first is I need to show up. So sometimes people used to say, "Oh, am I now an influencer? I'm always posting on Instagram." And again, you need to be where people will always remember you. Some people, I don't know what's happening in their life. I don't even remember them, but there are some people that I always see them. I see either I follow you on Twitter or on WhatsApp. It does not mean you'll be posting, oh, I'm eating rice today, I'm eating beans. It doesn't mean that, but that is how I, Toyosi, because not everyone knows how to, manage social media. For me, that's how I keep up, with
mm.
people. That's how I show people that, oh, I'm still here. Oh, I see day here. Oh, this is what I'm up to now. So share what you're working on. Talk about what you're working on. There are some key learnings like don't share your real-time location. You will never see me share my real-time location with anyone for
Mm.
security reasons. But I have this event that I'm speaking on. Oh, I'll post it. It registers in someone's subconscious. I meet a new friend or whatever, talk about it, days after. So that is how, I try to keep appearance and, keep showing up, in people's, they say, but again, remember that you should be a person of value. If you are a person of value, people will still find ways to associate with you. People, either online or physical, people will call you up. And remember to always show up for people, show up for people. Someone wants to brainstorm, someone to bounce off an idea. That 5-10 minutes, show up for that person. For events like this, I'm sure with as time progress, as the team grows and the community grows, there will be time for physical meetups, local meetups for people in Leeds, for people in Birmingham, for people in London, and for people in Nigeria. There will be local meetups, but again, it's things that we are talking about online that we cannot bring to. And then if they say there's a meetup, show up. Show up, attend. See what's up. What again? You want to meet with people. You want to see people. You want to see what people are up to.
Okay, fantastic one. Yeah, like very important references. People are people, regardless of whether you meet them. If you can meet people on dating apps to marry, online platforms doesn't necessarily pose any barrier.
Exactly.
I think I've still got tons of questions up, but because our time is way fast spent, I would ask the last one, which I think is also very important. Are there any specific tech roles that are particularly welcoming to individuals transitioning from non-tech fields? Basically, what the person is saying is that are there roles that are easier or more appealing to people transitioning and that don't have any tech background?
Um, to be honest, my opinion, I don't think it's a straight through answer. It's a one-way answer. There's one way to answer it. And my reasoning is this: um, see it as, are there jobs out there? The answer is yes.
Mm,
Because some people say there are no jobs. Some people will tell you also there are jobs.
mm,
Um, the answer is in that, what kind of jobs are out there and what can you do? What are you interested in? You need to first learn to understand your own case strengths. What are the things you are? So, for example, there's my friend's wife. Yeah, his wife. She has been a lawyer all her life, and recently she got a job with a remittance company, and she's doing transaction monitoring for them and checking KYC. And she called me. She was like, she's tired. She's tired of the job. I was like, I don't think you understand what you are doing. What you are doing is, you're not a compliance officer. Because in our role, they call her, because the remittance company called her a support person, customer support. Checking, approving. Our role is to approve clients. But what she doesn't understand, and that's why trainings like this are super, super good, because they help you see the bigger picture in what you're doing. What you're doing is that you're a compliance officer, and all you need to do is just do a couple of certifications. You already have legal background that shows that you understand law, you understand regulations. Now you need to understand what KYC is. You need to understand what transaction monitoring is. You need to understand how all this applies to your entity and to all your licenses. And you just need to do a couple of certifications. So to me, I don't think there's one way answer to it. The answer to me is first understanding the areas that you find your key strengths are, either business analysis, product management, design, whatever, what your key strengths are. Then your goal should be, where can I acquire some basic skills? I know, understand from the trainings here, I can understand the fundamental skills. Then from the placement, I can get technical skills. By volunteering with a couple of startups, I can get more technical skills. And then you just keep applying, keep networking, because you understand that networking plays a key role in what you are in what you're trying to achieve. So I think that's it for me, if I will answer it that way.
Thank you very much, Toyosi. I think you've really answered it brilliantly. That would be, there's tons of questions. I'll probably just leave the audience to you to look for you outside of this channel. It'd be nice if you can paste your LinkedIn profile in the chat section. If you can't do that, please share with any of
Yeah, I am
TechShake partners.
everywhere. Just search for
Yeah,
Toyosi Abolarin
yeah,
everywhere.
and you'll be able to. Toyosi, he lives on socials and he's the king of networking. And you'll be amazed at what he knows, people he knows, what he can get done for you. If Tech UK also enjoys for some of these important networks he has made during his career. This family brings the webinar to a close, but before I do that, I would also speak some more about Tech UK offerings, especially the next coming of weeks. Um, we have a training program coming up in September. This also gives people an opportunity to upskill in some of these offerings. We help people transition into product management, business analysis, project management, product design, and data analysis. All of this is done in 5 weeks through an intense session where you sit hand in hand with your assigned tutor and mentor. You don't just learn these skills, you learn the skills that is important for you to know as you continue looking for more jobs. These skills stay with you for the rest of your life. You also gain valuable experience by working on real life situation. I'm sure most of the people in the current squad already have cases and plans of things they're working on to help them get better in their chosen field. We don't just train you, we'll put you in a real life situation that mimics you getting a proper job. We also have additional support services, like I earlier discussed. We have civil writing services for people just transitioning. We already understand that. I mean, lots of people cannot put down their experience in a CV in a way that really works for employers. We also help with job application support. We have a dedicated team that ensures that your CV is getting there first and it's getting there better than everybody else. And you can apply to more jobs that you can physically do yourself. We also have a global talent visa scheme. This is for tech professionals with some experience to be able to enjoy the positioning or the visa categories that the UK government has provided for people in this field. All of these services are currently on offer with Taxi UK. We have a discount for September cohort coming up, and if you enroll before the end of August, you have a 20% off our training program. I want to employ everyone right on this call to use the link I believe has already been shared in the message channel to enroll, and that guarantees that somebody somewhere will speak to you within Text UK and talk you through your application process. That will be all from us today. Hopefully, please be on the lookout. Join our communities. The barcode has been shared. And you also have the form. Please interact with us. We have more of these programs coming up. There's a session coming up midweek on Twitter. We have another a masterclass coming up next weekend, where we'll continue sharing some of this information that we think would help people and smooth the journey of transitioning. Bye bye, everyone. This family brings this event to a close. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for listening all through, and thank you for participating in today's session. Bye bye, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Yeah, thank you, Toyosi. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. 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 Bye.